In the busy legal district of Lagos, where high-profile cases often captured public attention and courtroom decisions had the power to reshape lives, a deeply emotional case unfolded that drew widespread interest as two women stood before the court, each claiming to be the rightful mother of the same child, creating a situation that challenged not only the legal system but the very definition of truth and love. The case quickly became complex, as both women presented compelling accounts supported by documents, witnesses, and emotionally charged testimonies that made it nearly impossible to distinguish fact from manipulation. While the courtroom atmosphere grew increasingly tense as every detail was examined without providing a clear resolution, leaving both the public and the court in a state of uncertainty. One woman maintained with unwavering intensity that the child had been taken from her during a vulnerable moment in her life, while the other insisted that she had raised the child from birth and had built a bond that could not be broken, creating a conflict that extended beyond legality into deep emotional territory, where each claim carried weight and consequence. As the proceedings continued without a decisive conclusion, frustration began to rise, and the presiding judge, known for his insight into human behavior, recognized that the truth could not be uncovered through evidence alone, leading him to consider an approach that would force a revelation beyond words and documents. In a moment that shocked everyone present, the judge announced a ruling that appeared both harsh and final, stating that if the court could not determine the rightful parent through evidence, the child would be removed from both women and placed into protective care until further investigation could be conducted. A decision that carried immediate emotional consequences and forced both women to confront the reality of losing the child entirely. The courtroom fell into a heavy silence as the weight of the decision settled. And it was within that silence that the truth began to reveal itself, as one woman, focused on maintaining her claim, accepted the ruling without hesitation, while the other reacted with visible anguish, pleading not for her own rights but for the child's well-being, expressing a willingness to step aside if it meant sparing the child from the trauma of separation. This response shifted everything, as the judge observed not the words that had been spoken throughout the case, but the instinctive reaction that revealed a deeper truth. Recognizing that genuine love is reflected in sacrifice rather than possession, and that the woman who chose the child's well-being over her own claim demonstrated a level of care that could not be imitated. With this understanding, the judge reversed the initial ruling and declared her the rightful mother, bringing clarity to a case that had seemed impossible to resolve, while leaving a lasting impact on everyone present. As the courtroom witnessed a moment where truth emerged not from evidence, but from the authenticity of human emotion, in the end, what appeared to be a harsh judgment became the very act that uncovered the truth, proving that love is not defined by the desire to hold on, but by the willingness to let go when it matters most, and that when everything else fails, the heart reveals what cannot be hidden.